welcome to Tea with the President, a special segment where I get to sit down with President Naokimi and talk about, what happened last week, what was good, what was bad, what was ugly, what went well, and drink some tea and maybe spill some tea, and then also talk about whatever else comes up. How's it going, President Naokimi?
Hey, Yoshie. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yeah.
If you're joining us for the first time, this is a really casual conversation. As you can see, President Naokimi has some tea he's sipping on. And if you have questions for him or myself, please feel free to put them in the comments and we can talk about them. Yeah. So I guess let's jump right in. What is something that you're grateful for about this last week?
This week I would say, well, I guess one new thing we started doing recently was kind of visiting, like there's we drop off my son to a recital or kind of a violin practice. And we have an hour, so during that time we decided to just kind of go check out open houses.
Oh.
Yeah, not that we're really looking for a house, but just my wife wants to do something, so she's recently interested in looking at houses. So
interesting.
Kind of like, looking at different layouts, maybe kind of getting ideas for future home, that kind of stuff. So that's been different. Also,
all in the same neighborhood.
Within like a 20-minute drive, I would say, from here. So we don't really have so much time to drive too far. So within the area. So that's been new or different, and
that's a fun thing to do. To go check out houses and kind of like think about what a future could potentially look like. Yeah.
So that's been fun, and also occasionally we had a chance to just take a walk in the park. I haven't done that in a while, so that was good. Also, another kind of first, I think it's a first, maybe not a first, but this Saturday in the sermon prep, I actually finished like by 7 p.m. or something. So it was unusually early. Yeah. Usually it's like late into the night that I'm preparing. So that was something that I was really happy, grateful that I got that one done early this week.
Wow. So you felt like you had a little bit more time at least.
Yeah, it was an unusual feeling being done early. Yeah. But really grateful for that.
Actually, somebody asked me this week, like, what neighborhood you live in, and I actually don't know.
Oh, I live in I live in Fort Lee, New Jersey.
Oh, Fort Lee, okay.
Yeah, right across the George Washington Bridge.
Got it.
It's like half Korean here. A lot of Korean restaurants, and anyway, I like Korean food, so it works out.
And your kids go to the local school district?
Yeah, in Fort Lee. Cool. Fort Lee High School, Fort Lee Middle School.
Well, now I have an answer if somebody asks me again.
Yes.
I mean, I know he's in New Jersey.
You may let them know.
Okay. And now everybody, you all know as well. Okay, so what then was challenging or kind of difficult about this week?
Well, one challenge this week was it's kind of related to international drama, but
oh boy, juicy.
Anyway, got a call that there's some leadership adjustments.
Oh.
One of those. But anyway, long story short, we kind of worked it out, and so the main update is that Reverend Dew is going to be focusing primarily on the kind of Las Vegas IPEC special project and developing like a Hyojung Cafe there. And Reverend Thompson, who's been kind of the acting sub-regional director or vice sub-regional director under Reverend Dew, is now going to be the primary person responsible for leading sub-region 5. So anyway, the complication was the directions coming, but they're not sending an official memo, so we can't make it an official change, and so we're just making it an informal adjustments and so on and so forth. So yeah.
So that's not like super dramatic. You have me like strapped in and ready to go. I mean, to me, on this end of things, it kind of sounds like, I mean, Reverend Thompson was the sub-regional director of Sub-Region 5 to begin with, right? It seems a bit like a return to form.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of a return.
Clarification of Reverend Dew's kind of responsibilities in a different. His responsibilities are different, but
yeah, I would say it's more like, international has, authority over certain kind of positions, but in terms of functionality, we do have some leeway of, yes, you have this position, but we want you to focus on this kind of work, kind of like that. So that's kind of what we decided to do to make everything flow better. And this was something that, Reverend Dew had actually asked for. He wanted to focus more on that project and not so much leading a sub-region. So
I see.
Yeah. So I think it worked out well. It just, it came as a phone call and, from Dr. Young from International, and then kind of looked like another episode of this drama series. So, but worked out okay.
So the title is
so no titles changed officially.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So
no titles will change?
They said that they'll send it later, but we don't know when later is, and most likely when the next series of list of changes from international head codes that memo comes out, it'll be included there. Which could be as early as December when Mother comes. Usually, when Mother visits, that's when a lot of changes happen. So So that was a little bit of a challenge this week. But
I see. The direction from heaven, and as we talked about before.
Kind of having to manage as it drops. Figure out how to make it work.
I don't see this on our shared notes document, but True Mother coming. Is there a date?
Yeah, so I was told end of November, no specific date. So yeah, speaking of which, that's probably my number one challenge is knowing that she has confirmed that she's coming again this time.
Which is great. True Mother's coming. Coming a little bit.
Yes, it's great. Just the stress level goes up to the roof, Yeah, I guess the stress comes with not always seems like there's major changes that happen and that we don't really get any foresight into. So that's part of the stress, is just the unknown each time Mother comes. But I think it's really inspiring for our members to receive Mother and to know that she's keeping America in her mind and thoughts and visit. So I think that's great for them.
Yeah. It's great for all of us. We have the fortune
Yes.
to
Actually, that's
host.
true. Every time like comes some kind of fortune happens. So I think that's a more exciting way of looking at it. You know, it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
We have the fortune to
Yes.
welcome your mother to
The
America.
heavenly fortune is coming.
And
That's right.
like there's a responsibility to receive it.
That's right.
But we're
That's right.
ready.
So, yep,
Hmm.
something to look forward to.
Yeah, great. Okay. So what exciting developing things happened this week?
Yeah, this week was another busy week, but I think quite productive. One thing I did was kind of a review of the headquarters payroll. So kind of
Mm,
looking at every person and possible adjustments there. We're thinking of doing a performance review in December with all the staff. So that was I think very good as an organization to do something like that. Also, I had a chance to meet with Dr. Ward and Stephen Boyd to talk about UTS leadership program. So, long story short, Dr. Ward said, "Hey, why don't you be a professor and teach a class on leadership?" Sure, Dr. Ward. I have a lot of time on my hands. Why don't
Oh
I just do
man,
that?
you need to
So,
stay if you become a professor.
yeah, I just finished being a student. Now they're asking me to be a professor, right? But it didn't intrigue me, so I am seriously considering like developing that class. Um, it would all be pre-recorded, so once it's done, I think it should be
Yeah,
fine. But then like just thinking about having to grade papers and like
yeah,
tests, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know what I'm getting myself into here, but um anyway, so that just happened this
yeah.
past Tuesday.
It's interesting because I'm taking Korean for unificationists with
Mm.
Christina Lang or Miyake, excuse me, who is a student at UTS and also is she works full time for UTS. And so I'm friends with her. So like she's my professor and she's um yeah, my friend, and I see that it is difficult and she's doing a great job and it's difficult. I can only imagine your responsibility. I think you would need somebody to do the grading for you.
Yeah, I'll probably need to. Maybe I'll have Rashford do it. He's also a busy guy, but
I think he'd be enthusiastic about it. I feel
maybe
like
I'll get a
he's
teacher
excited about
assistant.
power.
Maybe among the students, I can get a teacher's assistant. Have them
Oh
help.
yeah, I think there are people who are doing like work study
Hmm.
for UTS.
So that
Anyway,
could work.
uts.edu, you could take President Naokimi's class eventually, so definitely
There you go. Yes.
register. Plug.
Coming soon, spring
Donate.
2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that happened. Also on Wednesday, we had a meeting with the Philippines to initiate a conversation around global giving from Subregion
Oh,
1. So that's kind of exciting. I feel there's a time sensitivity there. Dr. Young's been wanting to really move on this, and I do feel like we're uniquely positioned to support the Philippines. We have the largest Filipino community in the Northeast among the country, and we've done already existing projects in partnership with YSP in Philippines. So kind of excited about that. I feel, Doc Young, like when you give, then also more fortune comes. So That's I do believe in that principle. So excited about that, and we want to offer that off of a sub-regional tithe. So I'm kind of lining up the concept of expanding your tithe, which means that by committing to a percentage, you're encouraging spirit world and karma to bless you with more financial fortune so that you can give more based on the percentage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dr. Rouse, when we took that pastoral care and counseling class, he talked, I think that was one of the things that kind of stood out in my mind from that class was he was like, unificationists think that they're supposed to be poor. That's not true at all. Like, you need to tell God that you need money in order to do God's work, and it will come.
I do.
Yeah.
I agree. Definitely on that boat as well. A few other things happened this week. I did a sub-region 1 district pastor retreat part 2. We're kind of going through the whole wiser goal setting process. And wiser is an acronym, as you know. First day we did the who and the inspiration, and then last time we did strategy and scheduling, and then we're going to do a part 3 this week on kind of execution and review. So it's been going really well. I think they're getting a lot out of it, the district pastors, and I sense a newfound kind of excitement and ownership, which is exactly what I wanted to provide. So very hopeful about how that's going. And on Friday, I had a YSP board meeting, which I informed them that it would be my last. So
Wow.
something. Yes, I'm letting go of a few things. It's not that much. I mean, it's like a couple hours every quarter, so it's not that much time per se, but it's just consciously knowing that I'm no longer. I mean, I'm still going to be helping with YSP in different ways, but I don't need to be on the board there. So that felt kind of good. 3.5 years I've been since the inception of YSP in America, and they also really acknowledged and appreciated me for helping it get on its feet. So feeling pretty good about that. Yep, that's pretty much it for updates from this week.
I'm sorry if you can hear the
I did hear
air that just in this room.
You have airplanes flying over your house.
I'm at my sister's house, and I guess the heat kind of happens right over there. Anyway, let's look at some of these comments that we have that you guys are typing in. Let's see. Timmy says, President Naokimi, your sermon today was very powerful. Thumbs up.
Thank you, Timmy.
And then Marie Bond says, there's a myriad of saints and holy spirits who will be accompanying True Mother's visit to the United States. So I believe there will be a big victory, especially upon morning devotion that Dr. Young and the American members are offering.
Aju.
And then Anne Marie has an interesting question that I'm curious to hear your answer about. She says, what do you think about race theory?
Race theory? Well, I don't know too much about it, so if it can be elaborated upon. Then
maybe that's the answer.
God loves everyone.
Had you. And then over in YouTube land, John Reed wants to know, are you guys getting new members?
Getting new members? You mean in
I guess as
Sub-region 1 or in
I would say probably as America,
America?
the American.
I think in pockets around the country there are signs of new membership. Particularly, I know the one that I know of most is in LA. They are actively witnessing through CARP, and they have been going through like DP workshops and getting kind of connected and becoming regular attendees, even at local church. Las Vegas CARP also similar. And then I know virtually, Noah Ross has been hosting a regular kind of DP intro program online, and that has been gaining in popularity. So a lot of members are inviting their friends and their guests to connect and receive ongoing education. So that's what I know is going on in terms of membership, new membership.
Yeah. And then I think the other thing to kind of be aware of is that a big focus for us right now is kind of the blessing, and we believe that God's vision is beyond just our community, and God wants everybody to be a part of God's family. So that's something that we're focusing on. Like, you don't have to be a member, but you should be blessed. Like, we want to spread the blessing. So yeah.
I mean, I definitely want to do both. Like, we're in the process of building a whole customer journey so that people who are introduced to the concept of the blessing, they go through an education process, they receive the blessing, they go through the 43-day, and if they want to, we want to encourage them to join a local community and become a tithing member.
Yeah.
So there is kind of a track that we're starting to lay out. But you don't have to become a member per se. If you're blessed, God bless you. God, that's what God wants everyone to be. But definitely there's a lot of benefit and merit to becoming an active member of a local community.
Mm-hmm. And then he also asked for Noah Ross's the website. Do you know anything?
What was that? I think I know right now they're in the middle of a program, and then every couple months they start a new one. So best person actually to contact about that is Dr. Compton. So yeah,
So
he's overseeing all the education programs, and I think his email is comptonfamily@yahoo.com.
I'll put that at yahoo.com. I'll also go ahead and put that into the chat so that you can reach out to him if you want.
Yep.
Cool. Should we quickly talk about some Facebook comments?
Sure.
Okay, so if you're watching for the first time, President Naokimi reads all of the comments that people give on Facebook during his sermon, and he picks out a few of them, and we get to talk about it on Tea with the President. So let's see. Irmgard was the first one that I see. She says, filial piety does not mean blind obedience. Which I think she means, I like this point that you made.
Yeah. I think actually another person mentioned the same thing. Actually, in the reflection, one of them mentioned, I think the MC mentioned that he liked that comment as well. Mm-hmm. That it's not about blind obedience, but it's really like, even if you don't necessarily want to or agree with your parents, there's this aspect of doing it because they asked, and because you want to bring them joy. So it's not just do whatever they say, but it's really developing this heart of obedience and respect, and a filial heart, wanting to make your parents happy.
Yes. Aju. And then Marie Bond, who is also with us live, she said, "Not what I wish, but as you wish. That's the meaning of filial piety."
Yeah, I think that captured, what Jesus was going through, and this kind of, I think, kind of opening a new realm of heart for humanity to relate with God. It's not just out of fear or out of duty, but really out of this heart of attendance to God, or trying to understand God's heart and really aligning to God's will. So.
And then a third, a parent cannot abandon his child. The same God can never abandon us. Also by Marie Bond.
Yeah, that one was the one slide or one quote I remember from preparing for this sermon that was the most moving to me, was just reiterating this point that, despite our sins, God is a parent to humanity, so God will not abandon us. And so I thought that was a very powerful statement to reiterate. Yeah.
And I think our last comment is also from Marie Bond. So she stole the show today.
She got all the comments.
She said, "Very true, Mrs. Saunders. A mother's heart will accompany her child any place they go. Therefore, she will never be free."
Yeah, that was a comment from one of the people sharing their reflections, Mrs. Saunders, and I thought that was, right on the mark. I guess I'm not a mom, so I can't say, but I see from my own mom and others that they can't help but worry. It's just like, even if you tell them don't worry, it's like, no, that's my job to worry. Like that's what moms do. They worry. So yeah, and I felt like the people who shared today were awesome. The Saunders and Connor, was it? Connor Redmond.
Connor.
Yeah.
Connor actually, he does the morning devotion comment moderation. So.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, his comments were great.
Yeah.
So I really like the how it went today. It was a really good program.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy Two Children's Day. Did you celebrate at all? Did you?
We had Korean soup.
Nice. Korean food.
Yes.
Let's see. John says he sent an email to Noah. Thank you for the contact.
Awesome.
Okay, so what are you looking forward to in this next upcoming week?
Well, couple things. I already mentioned one, which is part 3 of the Sub-Region 1 District Pastors retreat. So we're going to go through the final segment of the Wiser process, which I'm excited about. And this coming Sunday happens to be my 365th day of presidency.
Oh my goodness, you made it. Or you're
almost one more week.
Knock on wood.
So next week on Sunday during Tea with the President, we can officially celebrate. But yeah, might need something more than a tea. Maybe a cake, right? Yeah, maybe I should get a cake. So
yeah, if you guys show up for Tea with the President next week, bring cake.
Yeah, that's right. Yoshie, you can do a virtual cake or a real cake. That's fine too. Yeah. So yeah, I like taking time to reflect on certain benchmarks and time periods. So I feel like I'll be doing that this coming Sunday or this weekend. Usually I get a lot of insights from taking that time to reflect. So I'm looking forward to having that time. And maybe that's what I'll share next week on Sunday.
Yeah, a year in review, a year of presidency.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, well, on that note, I think we're exactly at the end of time. So yes, thank you everybody for joining us today. Please join us again next week or at 9:30 Eastern for President Naokimi's anniversary party.
Yes, let's party.
Yeah. And yeah, have a great week. God bless you.
Good night, everyone. See you next time.
Night.